By the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, and by the pentacle of earth, I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, that we may transform it into light. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Today we walk the path of the Dove and Serpent spread, an 11-fold journey of transformation. Each position reveals a unique aspect of your journey, alternating between the essence of your being and the events that shape your destiny. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Prince of Cups. Now this is position 1. It is the station, reveals the essence of yourself, the personality, kind of who we are when we're alone, you know. This is a card of authenticity. This is the card that says, you know, our current vibe now is just trying to be ourselves. And we're not trying to be like anybody else. We're trying not to really conceal who we are. Could be that we're really striving to just be ourselves naturally out in the world, you know, asking the questions, you know, how do I bring my essential nature to the rest of the world, to what I'm doing, to the rest of my life, to my sort of my outer reality. Okay. This is the card that, or this is the position that's sort of asking us, like, what is driving us right now? What is the what is capturing our attention? What is it that we have inside of us that we're trying to express? What part of our authenticity right now are we trying to project out there into the world, right? So this is maybe secret talents, kind of a hidden part of your personality, okay? And I think it's been fairly common in the Capricorn readings that there's something inside of you that's been hidden away. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, right? Sometimes this card is saying that we sometimes hide our light away. There we have the 10 of Cups. We have an 8 of Cups. We have a Princess of Pentacles. We have a 7 of Wands, and we have a 4 of Pentacles, okay? On the path of the Serpent, we have a 3 of Pentacles. We have the Magician. We've got the 6 of Swords and the Lover's card. So it could be that there's something in us that we need to accept. And once we do, it may be that our life is going to get infinitely better. You know, we have that Lover's card at the end. We've got that 10 of Cups. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here and put Mr. Ed, our little horse, right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we take a look around the room, we see a couple of majors, right? We see the Magician and the Lovers. The Lovers card is always about a choice. That we're choosing to unite with something, and I think we're really kind of choosing our own magician energy here. Yeah, we've got fire, we've got water, water, water. We got a little bit of air, and we have earth and earth and earth. Okay, so to me it feels like the water energy and the earth energy are very connected. In other words, I feel that there is something hidden inside of you. There is kind of a hidden talent, a hidden aspect of your personality, some kind of a love, some kind of a desire, some authentic part of you that we need to accept in order to have a more full and rich experience of life. The second position in our spread is the battle position, and it reveals our quest, our task. right? The field of our challenge and conflict right now. And it may be an event or a situation that is really testing your strength. This is the card of satiety, contentment. It's the Ten of Cups. It's the card of the kind of ultimate fulfillment. It is having kind of every aspect of our lives enriched and fulfilled and kind of overflowing with this sense of purpose. Okay? So between these two cards, it feels like there is something in our life that is not perfect right now. It feels like there is something missing from our life that our authenticity will help us to achieve. There's something unfulfilled. So the question then, or the task before you becomes, what is it that you need to acknowledge within yourself that is going to lead to a more fulfilling life for you? By denying certain parts of ourselves, we're denying the fulfillment of our true nature. So it's impossible to get a Ten of Cups if there's something we're not allowing to be part of our lives. It could be some kind of a sense of purpose. It could be a particular path or a quality. It could be some desire. It could be some interest, a hobby, a hidden talent or skill, And so that becomes the test of your strength right now. Are you ready to acknowledge what this is and start to bring it out of yourself, to act on it, to find some way to express it or to fulfill that part of your nature so that you can get that Ten of Cups? Ten of Cups is bliss. The Ten of Cups is like there's no part of me that I'm denying. It's a whole complete picture. It's a dream come true. And when we couple that with our authenticity, we realize that we cannot be completely fulfilled in life. We can't realize our true potential if there's something about us that we're hiding away, something about us that we're denying possibly, right? So then this is, this is kind of what we're being called upon to change, to bring whatever this hidden aspect is, to bring it out of us and integrate it into our lives so that we can have a deeper fulfillment. Okay. Now that brings us down here to card number 3. It's the position of the soul. Reveals your unconscious drives, maybe a private self, the emotional landscape beneath the persona. Okay, the wellspring of feelings and memories. And this is kind of a feeling of hopelessness. This could be a feeling of my cup is sort of half empty or half full, doesn't really matter. The point is it's half. And so this could be this kind of stagnating feeling inside of us, something that inside of you that's whispering, that's saying, change is needed right now. That there's something inside of you that wants to come out in order to experience life and to be fulfilled. So it really is echoing this idea that we want a deeper, more meaningful, more purpose-driven life, but there's something that's preventing us from getting that. It's an 8. And so the 8 is kind of this infinite loop. And it's just kind of like saying the worse I feel, the less motivated I feel the less confident I feel, right? The less motivated I feel to get up and express this part of me. And the less I express this part of me, the less fulfilled I feel. And then so it kind of feeds into each other. It's a vicious circle, right? It's a number 8. It's the lemniscate. It's infinitely just looping back in on itself. So the less we express this part of us, the less fulfilled we get. The less fulfilled we get, the less we express our true selves. And so it really is like this is something that we kind of feel fenced in by. This is what we have to break free of. And so by realizing this, we're sort of acknowledging that there is part of us, a concealed part of us, that is seeking expression. And we have to honor this, and we have to discover what this is, and we have to bring this forth from us, and I guarantee we're going to feel better about life. We're going to feel a little bit closer to that 10 of Cups, probably than we've ever been. Let's look at position 4, which is the dwarf. This is the past influences, some inertia, some karma or events that might be holding us back or shaping our current situation. The Princess of Pentacles to me feels like a younger version of you that was taught to conceal what is good about you or what we consider to be good about ourselves. So somebody at some point in our lives teaches us what things we're supposed to show the world and what things we're not supposed to show the world. And for you, I think it was a very practical upbringing where, art or fantasy or dreams or creativity or humor, that kind of stuff was suppressed. And what was championed was productivity and success and knowledge and skills and good grades and, getting promoted or, that sort of thing. Or maybe the acquiring of material things, okay? So this is some kind of training that it's still influencing you. So we have to reflect on this card. What past events are still echoing in your present? Where do these old lessons still limit your freedom? Okay. This is an energy that's unfulfilled. The Princess of Pentacles is the card really that should be transforming into the Empress. Well, maybe the mystery card will be the Empress. But as of now, this is a card that's not complete. This is something that is not growing as it should. That this has been too cultivated and manicured in a way that's not natural for us. It's almost like we feel kind of twisted out of shape, especially when we look at these two cards together. It feels like we are indeed twisted into a shape that we're not supposed to be in. It's not natural to us. So now, when we are sort of at home alone and we close our eyes at night, we're feeling our authenticity and we realize that it's time to do something about this. So position 5 is the position of the Giant. It's a character card. It reveals the driving force. There is a motivation. There is a creative impulse in you, a personal virtue, and that virtue, of course, is your valor. 7 of Wands. This is a card that's not giving up. This is energy that will continue to fight, even when the odds are against us. It's kind of like we're feeling like outcasts almost. We're feeling like we're twisted into a shape. You see that little that stick right in the front there. It's kind of twisted into a weird shape, right? It's not like the other shapes. It kind of is saying that we feel like we're twisted out of alignment with our true selves. It also feels as if we're different than everybody else. And we recognize that I'm not like everybody. I'm the oddball. I'm the one that sticks out like a sore thumb, And so it may feel overwhelming. It may feel that you are kind of a square peg in a world of round pegs. And you're not going to fit into the same place as everybody else does. So you're different. But it is that uniqueness. That's what makes you special, right? We don't want to suppress that. We want to champion what makes us feel special. But I think that you were encouraged in your life to suppress what made you special and to champion what makes you like everybody else. So the opposite. Okay. And now we feel like it's really taking a big act of will to correct this energy. Okay. This is that David and Goliath card. This is that card that says, I know I need to change. I know I need to do something, but it's difficult to do it. The odds are against me. Right. Again, you're kind of the, you're the one that stands out. It's you up against everybody else, kind of, right? It feels like. But I feel like we need this strength. There's something here that's teaching us who we need to be in order to kind of harness our energy and manifest our destiny. We need to be courageous. We need to believe that David can overcome Goliath. That even if the odds are against me, this is a fight worth fighting. And it's not possible for me to continue to go against my nature. It's not going to work anymore. And so this becomes the hill that we're going to fight on, and we're taking a stand here. And I think we're ready. I think we're ready to embrace this this energy. It's as if we love ourselves enough to stand up and not give up on this part of ourselves. And I don't know what this is, some kind of creative thing for you, some energy for a talent, a skill, some kind of an interest, a hobby. It doesn't matter. And that's the point of the tarot. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. What matters is how and why. Okay. Now, the next position, of course, is position 6, the imago, the event that reveals your next steps or future events, the immediate consequences of your actions, and the shape of things to come. I think immediately we're going to feel as if we are losing the support of the people around us. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but as it taps into that childhood complex or whatever that earlier energy was, kind of back here with the Princess of Pentacles, kind of feels as if we're losing the support that we've had. We're changing things in a way that's going to disturb the safety, stability, and security of the 4. But the 4 is meant to be temporary anyway, you know. Anytime we get a 4, we start looking for the 5, because it's kind of like saying, I can't stay in this box anymore. I can't just conform to the way I was told I should be, the way I should exist, or what I should look like, or how I should behave, or the things that I should be into, or the goals that I should have. So by going our own way and trying to find this authentic route for ourselves, we're necessarily causing change. And that change may at first feel as if I'm losing the support of the people around me. I'm making myself more of the outcast. We can try really hard to fit in, but we're not going to fit in, you know? And so we sort of, we may feel as if we're not being accepted for who we are. See, to me, the 4 is that kind of safety and security that is like, I can be myself and still, you know, it's like we all have friends, right? Where we can be a certain version of ourselves. But it's very rare to have maybe one friend or one person in our lives with whom we can be all aspects of ourselves. And we don't have to hide any of ourselves away. This is a card of really of acceptance. Feeling secure, feeling safe enough in life generally to be all versions of myself, and to not feel like I have to hide certain parts of myself away in order to be safe and secure and accepted and loved, and, you know, let alone all these kind of higher things, but just to be kind of tolerated by the world. To fit in, I've got to hide certain things about me, certain aspects of personality, certain opinions or beliefs, certain interests, certain, you know, creative things or skills, talents, and things like that, right? So moving forward, your unfolding journey, your next step on the path is going to lead to uncertainty. It's going to lead to instability. It's going to lead to that feeling of, I'm taking a risk, I'm putting myself out there, and I don't know how people are going to receive me. I don't know if people are going to accept me. I don't know if people will welcome and accept this more authentic version of myself. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, position 7 is the persona, right? Your public mask, the social face. This is the version of ourselves that we have learned to present to the world, and this is that part of ourself that we think everybody's going to accept. And this is someone who works, someone who has the same kind of material goals as everybody else, someone that cooperates and fits in with the other people, right? Forcing ourselves to be that kind of, that round peg that we're not. So we're sort of, we're contorting ourselves a little bit in order to fit in. This is the card of material aspirations. This is the card of alignment, recognition, cooperation. So people see you as a very, not pliable person, but a person that is very willing to adapt and to sort of acclimate to the surroundings. You know, you go to a new place, you're going to learn the language, you're going to learn the customs, you're going to start behaving like everybody else. And, I think that in life, it's a good skill, it's a good quality to have. It's kind of a magician quality anyway. It's a good, way to adapt and to make sure that we fit in and we gain the support and the acceptance of the people around us so that we have that safety. It's very primitive, right? But too much of that, too much adaptation leads to a distortion of our image of ourselves, right? So it's good to cooperate. It's good to fit in. It's good to adapt to whatever your surroundings are, but not so much, and not to the degree that we start to lose sight of who we are, and we start to feel as if our experience of life is diminishing, that our fulfillment is being severely restricted. See, the severe restriction, this is Mars in Pisces. This is I'm doing everything I can to fulfill every part of myself with confidence that I accept who I am. But this is Saturn in Pisces. The Saturn energy here is saying I have to restrict who I am. I have to squeeze my satisfaction into a little bottle because that's all I'm allowed to have. Where this is, I'm bold, I'm out there, I'm fulfilling my nature in every way possible. Of course, this Saturn energy is very limiting. Okay, so it's kind of like if we're not being true to ourselves, then our fulfillment of life is going to be severely restricted. Yeah, so we have to ask how this persona is really serving our highest truth or serving our purpose right now. I think the Three of Pentacles is allowing you to fit in and to gain the acceptance and the safety, security of the people around you. But it may be a little bit too willing to acquiesce, too willing to change our shape, too adaptable, and that leads us, of course, to our next position, which is position 8, the shadow. The events in your life are bringing out your inner magician, right? And the magician is the one who can change persona. The magician really is the card of the persona, saying that I can change my shape into anything in order to fit in. The magician is the card that is infinitely adaptable. But just because you can adapt to something does not mean you should. So it really is this kind of balancing act, and we have to realize, well, what kind of reality am I creating? I want to fit in. I want to conform to the world I'm in. You want to kind of like, you want to ease into the customs and the language of the culture you're, wherever you tend to be, right? But not to the point where you lose your sense of identity. And so the magician has to make that determination that says, look, through my choices, I'm creating my reality. And if I want a reality that is more fulfilling for me, I have to be ready and willing to do that, which means that there are certain things that I'm not going to adapt to. And I think that this is you realizing that the circumstances you find yourself in are requiring that you take ownership of your magician energy, that you realize that you are the magician and face the truth of yourself, face your authenticity, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in our persona that we forget who we really are. Okay, we may be so identified with this. Well, now see, Capricorn, this is Mars in Capricorn. So this is kind of like we may get so wrapped up in this stereotypical Capricorn energy, the lone mountain goat, that I'm just climbing the mountain. I'm, the workhorse, material objectives. I have the same kind of goals that everybody else. I'm just like everybody else, kind of, that we forget what our true nature really is. Because you're not just Capricorn. I'm not just Cancer. Other people are not just Gemini or Aries. We all have all of the energies in our astrological chart. You're not just any one sign. That's why I say we should probably watch every single reading I do, right? Because we're not just one type of energy. That, yeah, you may have material goals. You may want success. You may want to climb the mountain in life, but you have so many other things about you too. And some of those things we tend to put on a shelf because we say, well, that's not what people want from me. That's not what people need from me. Whether it's your artistic sense or your music or your personality, your humor, or whatever it is. Those aren't things those are things that we've learned to conceal in order to get along a little easier in life. And now the magician is saying, I can't do that anymore. I have to cultivate myself and my life in a way that feels more fulfilling. Yeah. The next card is the Six of Swords. It's position 9. It is the specter. And it shows our fears, worries, concerns, our hidden anxieties, parts of ourself that may challenge our growth. And this is the card of beauty and harmony. This is the card, the fear really is that by revealing our true selves, it's going to put us into some kind of disharmony with other people. By being too different than the people around us, we feel like we're going to be even more of the outcast. It's sort of confirmation bias, right? We're going to anticipate that Seven of Wands, and of course, then it's going to become a reality. We're gonna sort of fall out of resonance with the people around us. But I feel like we kind of have to face this. We have to be willing to put forth our true self and maybe be pleasantly surprised. This is Mercury in Aquarius, this card. And Mercury, of course, is our magician, right? This is Mercury Hermes. So it is, in a way, it's sort of a strategy for success. This is the card of kind of doing something anyway, even when we have doubts about it, right? I feel like you're being called to fulfill your destiny. You're being called to reveal your true self to the world, to be your true self, and to reach for your highest fulfillment, and not to hide these parts of yourself away. Back in the day, we used to get a lot of these readings with the Sun card in very weird positions in your spread, which led to this kind of a current of energy in the Capricorn readings that you were always hiding your light away. And here we have this now, but in kind of a different form. We're seeing kind of more of like how this is playing out in your life, about like why we're hiding part of ourselves away. And I think because we don't want the conflict, because we don't want to feel too much like the outcast. I think this card's saying that we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the, by the reception. I think that we may be anticipating that other people only want a certain version of us. But once we start revealing other sides of ourselves, I think we may find that our relationships with other people really do deepen and broaden. Okay. The next card is the position 10, the Destiny card, shows the final outcome of your journey, the projected culmination of your quest. And to me, this is a card of infinite love and union and acceptance. And whether this is in terms of a family thing, a group, if it's one particular person, if this is like you and your romantic partner, your spouse, or your life partner, this is the card of two people that really come together with perfect acceptance. Okay, this is a union, first of all, a choice to unite with the authentic part of yourself, whatever that part of you or that version of you that you've had to hide away. This is a reconciliation, right? But this is also, I think, in sort of an external way, as an event, this is saying that you're going to be very well accepted for who you are. Okay, that not everybody, we don't want everybody to like us, do we? The people that matter, they will like you. They will love you. They will appreciate. They will cherish you. They will value you. This is a card of unity, remember, not a card of separation. And we have several Mars cards here, right? This is Mars, this is Mars, this is Mars. And Mars is usually that card of separation. It's the card, especially when you have something like a Nine of Swords, right, which is Mars and Gemini, which is kind of like tearing things apart, that we maybe feel as if I let people see the real me, they're going to want to get as far away from me as possible. But this is the card that says the opposite. It's saying if you show people the real you, they're going to want to get even closer to you than they did before. And so this really is encouraging. This feels really, really good to me. Yeah. I want to look at the mystery card, confirmation card, bonus card. This is position 11. It's the guide. And it reveals your higher self, your inner teacher, your deepest wisdom. It shows the character qualities that you have to develop in order to walk the path ahead. I feel like this is going to be something of either courage, either a strength card, lust card. It's going to be maybe a Six of Wands. Maybe it's going to be an Ace. Maybe a Two of Cups. If you have, it could be the Empress. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, the Justice card. About balance. Maybe about integration. To me, this is a card of union as well. It's the card of our higher wisdom and discernment, and it might be really saying that look, we don't really have a choice. We can't continue hiding this part of ourselves away, that it seems like this is an energy that is making itself known to you and saying we have to do something here. We have to form an alliance. This is a card of union, right? This is a card of union. Even the Six of Swords is a card of union. So it feels as if this is us reconciling our inner and outer lives. Okay, that who we are inside is now a little bit more in line with who we are on the outside, because the Prince of Cups is kind of hiding that essential part of yourself away, which means that you only really get to enjoy that in the privacy of your own mind and heart, or in the privacy of your own home. You know, it's something that you sort of reveal when you're just by yourself. And the outer form is this form, but now it's kind of like saying, I'm letting that energy flow a little bit more smoothly. We're becoming more of a clear channel for that divine energy. It's never going to be perfect. We're never going to show everybody every part of ourself, right? There's a shadow side for a reason. And we don't, nobody is 100% authentic everywhere they go, right? We all have a persona that is going to change shape depending on who we're with and what we're doing. But I think this reading is saying that we're kind of like, we're balancing that out a little bit better. That our internal sense of who we are, that authenticity, is going to be a little bit more accurately reflected in our daily lives. And I think that's going to lead to a much richer and deeper experience for you in your life. Okay? This is that card of balance. And I think that as such, we know that it's not always perfectly level. It's going to be one way or the other. Sometimes we're going to have to be more adaptable and more conforming than we'd like to be. Other times we're going to be able to just completely be ourselves and not have to change anything, right? And it's always going to be in flux. There's always going to be a fluctuation and a flow to things. Now, please, let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation, alternating between who you're becoming and the world you're creating. Remember, the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the pattern of possibility. It invites you to co-create your destiny. If this reading has illuminated your path, share your reflections below. Together we journey onward, ever upward and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading too. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There is a link down below in the video description. New readings for Capricorn on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.